and Trey.
It's episode 64 of the Beyond the Curve BMX podcast. Second to last race of the motocross portion. Then we jump into the SMX. But before we get started today, I just want to say I really am impressed with your Stanley Cup.
You like that?
Yeah, did you steal that from your wife?
Yeah, she's got quite the collection.
All right. Well, you're fitting in the modern mold of a 2020s woman. So good job.
Oh, stop it.
Well, let's dive into what was an exciting weekend of racing. We had a championship crown. Actually, there was some talk about possibly that a few of the motocross tracks need to be revamped, and because they just don't race well with the modern bikes. I think that's part of the racing is figuring out how to race the track on a modern bike.
Yep.
I don't see anything wrong with Butts Creek.
No.
A lot of ups and downs, a lot of singles, a lot of single jumps.
It's a nice motocross track,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, it's an old classic motocross track, up and down hills, off cambers. But Levi Kitchen gets another overall. Deegan gets a championship. God bless that kid. We're gonna hear about it for a while, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be at least until Supercross.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody can shut him up a little bit then.
I will say there was a moment of human in there when he got a little choked up. Jason was interviewing him, JT was interviewing him, and he got a little choked up about the championship. There was a little bit of human in there, not dickishness.
Not much.
But a bit. Like there was he choked up a bit.
Maybe light at the end of the tunnel.
Maybe, but I was telling you before we went online because it was one of the things I want to talk about. I like a little swagger, but I think I like a more quiet swagger. I guess I'm old and I'm not modern, but I just don't dig his vibe.
No, I don't know how many times I got to say it. The kid drives me nuts. So I'm not the one that's good for answering these questions when it comes to that kid.
I have a good friend that also races at our level and amateur ways, and said his feeling is he doesn't know if he's actually going to be successful in the long run because he's just gonna get beat down
eventually.
I don't know that, but I feel like at some point you mouth off enough, and if you can't back it up, like Jeremy McGrath won and he rarely lost. Ricky Carmichael really didn't say much, but he rarely lost. Deegan has already proven that he can lose, and if you have this mouth against competition that is as good or many times better than you, you still may be a championship contender. But I just feel like at some point the train's gonna smack you.
Yeah, he's not absolutely dominating like he thinks he is.
No.
And I think he truthfully thinks that he's the most dominant rider in the 250 class.
Yeah, I don't think if he still stepped up to 450 that I don't think he's beating Jet. I don't think he's beating Chase.
No, he's not. I don't think he's that fast.
Jason Anderson, when beside him, would just put him in the stands.
Yeah, I can't wait till he jumps into the 450 class just to race a Jason Anderson or a Barsha or somebody.
Yeah, the problem is those guys are going to be going, and look who's coming up. Who is going to, the only one right now that's going to be there when he gets up there, because he's staying for Supercross. He's going to have Jet, and he's going to have Hunter, and he's going to have Chase. Who really, none of them, Hunter can get a little snappy, but none of them are really super aggressive.
No.
So none of those guys, the aggressive guys, I mean, even Tomac has punted people over the wall occasionally.
Yeah.
I think he did it to Cooper last year.
You irritate Tomac enough, and he's going to give a little backlash.
Yeah. But congratulations, he got the championship. They were talking about his second championship because for some reason we're hanging on that the 3-round SMX last year was a championship. It's like going to an amateur national and winning one national and saying you won a championship. Like it's one race. Like it was 3 races. I guess that makes the championship. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But nonetheless, he won the championship, and I guess second and third, and I guess second is up for grabs because Levi Kitchen and Tom Vial really are the only two that can. Chance Hymas looks like he's probably got fourth wrapped up because Joe Shimoda is hurt. I don't think Masterpool can get 30 points on him because they're just too close. But Ty Masterpool could finish fifth overall in the championship, which would be pretty good for a fill-in ride.
Yeah, I don't see Tom catching Levi.
If Levi rides like he's been riding, I don't see it.
He would have to wreck, honestly, I think.
Yeah.
At this point. Yeah. I
But
guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I will be excited to see Masterpool. He's gonna get fifth. I mean, we don't have Joe,
yeah,
so
unless he just doesn't race next weekend.
yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
the only scenario.
It would. Let's see. We've been 2 races in a row for poor Masterpool not being able to maintain balance on his motorcycle. It would be nice to see him make it through a few turns next weekend without falling at the start of the race and see what he can do because the poor guy has just been belly down. I mean, he was involved in that big crash.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know how that one actually started, but boy, that was a pinball machine.
I don't know who it was, but somebody went straight.
Yeah.
Instead of turning, and that started it all. It looked like whoever it was, I can't even remember, but their back tire got clipped and it shot them straight, and then everybody.
It was carnage. I've often wondered, has anybody ever gone in the pond there?
Oh, I'm sure at some point.
Like just missing?
It's same with Gator back here.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the quarries all over the place. I mean, it's sketchy, but yeah, it looks like 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and 9 and 10 are all
in play.
Yeah, real tight.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, that gives us something to shoot for. If Ty can stay ahead of Pierce, and they'll jump Shimoda. I feel like Chance probably is locked into fourth. I feel, and honestly, he's had some amazing rides to finish fourth. It's not bad. But Levi, can we talk about Levi for a second? He comes off the first moto, finishing third, saying that he's sick and doesn't feel well. And then goes out and just obliterates everybody. Whatever he took from the moto.
Dayquil's a serious thing.
Can I have some?
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord.
I think somebody approved some Jim Beam.
Whew. I mean, he was all of a sudden like, I don't feel good. Yeah, it was rough. And I'll go out and take this.
Yeah. And I don't, going down to, I don't think Deegan backed down.
I think he struggled.
Yeah, I just think that, I kind of wish that would have happened in Moto 1 to give us a little bit of a show because he just couldn't, he didn't get a start. And this track is so start demanding.
Well, we'll get to it in the 450s, but when Tomac is battling Nicoletti for half a moto, then you know it's tough.
Yeah.
Because you really, once you cross the old finish line and you get into those rollers, it's pretty much, once you get through those rollers, until you get done with that side of the track, it's hard to pass.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple spots maybe in some of the jumps that you can get through, but it's tough to pass. And I honestly think I wrapped up the championship. I'm going to give him I wrapped up the champion. I don't really have to do anything.
No, but his riding didn't look like that.
Yeah.
Not to me. It looked like he was still trying just as much as he was in the first moto. He just couldn't start.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it is what it is. I also think, what are your emotions like? Like, you don't even have to go out. Like, you don't have to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think it's kind of like, I've been partying. Like, for all we know, he could have had 5 swigs of
maybe
Coors Light. You know.
That gives you liquid courage.
Yeah, it slows you down a little bit though. Tom Vial, I don't really know. Tom Vial had a massively quiet second place overall.
Yeah.
I know he finished 2-3, but they really didn't show him much. He kind of was just there. And I mean, there was so much focus on Deegan in the first moto, and there was so much focus on Kitchen in the second moto. But Chance Hymas finishes second in the second moto. Like, I don't even know how this kid got back up from last weekend to race.
I don't know. I was kind of bummed. Joey Savacci,
Yeah,
extremely good Moto 1
yeah.
and unfortunate Moto 2.
I would love to know the inner workings of that team to see if they are trying different things on each bike.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're paying you.
Yeah, they almost have to be. I mean,
Because Swole had it at Southwick. 30 minutes in, the bike, boom.
Yep.
He hasn't really had any problems. Savacci has had problems all summer long, whether it's crashes or stuff.
A lot of bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On was a good weekend. I mean, Nick Romano. I know they're talking about him trying to salvage his ride. I don't see it. I don't see it.
I can't imagine.
Welcome back, RJ Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good. He didn't look great. He looked good. So cool. Jordan Smith, another. I heard Pierce Brown is going to Yamaha to start next year. Because, the gas thing, I don't know the details of what's going on with the.
I didn't hear it, but I could see it.
I've heard Pierce Brown's going to start. But yeah, there was the names that have been up top were up top. Garrett Marchbanks didn't have the greatest second week. It's like he had sophomore slump, his second race with PC. Cody Schock, that's one of the best finishes he's had.
Well, my thing with Nick Romano is if on air that they have to say, this is when he was inside the top 10, it was his first top 10 of the season, and you're a factory ride.
Yeah.
I don't think, like you said, there's no salvaging anything, in my opinion.
What happened to Anstey? Why didn't he come out for the second moto?
I don't know.
I mean, for God's sakes, Evan Ferry, do we call it?
Max took quite a beating in that.
Yeah.
In that pile up.
So he must have been hurt.
Yeah.
Because if it was bike, they would have fixed it. He would have gone back out.
Yeah.
But also, dude, you're on a new team. Shouldn't you try to impress this new team? Like, he hasn't been really impressive with Star.
But I mean, injuries. I think a lot of the teams are playing it safe at this point. I mean, and then you look at Hymas last week.
Yeah.
That was should not have gone back out.
So, question: Max Anstey, Jordan's Pierce Brown. We know Deegan's still there. We think we've lost Romano. Do we have an idea what Star's going to look like? Because there's no way they can maintain the size team they had this year.
No, I can't imagine. I mean,
is Jordan going somewhere? Jordan Smith?
Their team has been such a mystery to me.
Yeah.
For a while, so maybe they do maintain that somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They got some serious sponsorship money or something.
Something's going on. Mark Finnis, I don't know if he got hurt, bike problems. I'm not sure. After that one great ride at High Point, we haven't seen him.
Mm-hmm.
He's just been kind of invisible. And the fact that he hung out with, Evan Ferry somehow makes it through the crash and then just disappears.
Yeah.
Tim Ferry was a great rider, grinder. Obviously, he hasn't given that to his son.
No, but you look at Evan can do some cool stuff on a bike, but I think when it comes to racing, it's just
the racecraft's not there.
Yeah, it's not there.
Maybe we should just go. Maybe he should start doing gate drops at Dade City, starting backwards.
Yeah.
Start backwards and just try to catch people and learn how to pass people, or
work your way back up.
Yeah, because something's. I hate to see him go in this first year and that be it. You started on the brand new team that is having a great showing. Jalek Swole has done good things for Triumph.
Mm-hmm.
They have not done poorly with themselves. I don't know if Triumph's going to try to go east-west next year. I don't know about that, but I would think they would, because it would make a lot of sense to have representation on both coasts. But that being said, you started with this brand new team. Something happened, and you haven't done crap since.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know.
I think he's kind of proving speculations of what might have happened on that team.
Yeah. But anything else on the 250s? I mean, it was championship weekend, and there was some good riding.
I mean, the whole race was just good, in general, 250, 450, it doesn't matter. But yeah, championship was kind of claimed, and we seen that coming.
And I like the track.
Yeah, there was nothing like this weekend just wasn't overly exciting. I mean, it was just a calm weekend of racing.
It's a tough track to pass on. But guess what, man? Not every track can be, as I've stated before and multiple times, in the road racing world, there are great tracks and there are tracks you go to. Monaco Grand Prix is one of the most famous races in the world, and you can't pass on that track.
No.
But it's okay because it's worth going to. Budds Creek is worth going to. There was a great crowd. They had festivities from Thursday through Sunday. It's a great weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they've hosted Motocross the Nations there. So I think, by the way, just a side note, the great rookie Daxton Bennick only got 17th. Ryder DiFrancesco only 16th. Talon Hawkins only 15th. And Cody, like you said, Joey Savacci somehow managed a 14th after a 5th in the first moto, following Swollen, and then having a little problem in the second moto. I hope they keep working that out, but I'm sure he's getting compensated. So as frustrating as it is to not be in the championship side, now he has to bide his time because they still don't have a 450 for him to go Supercross racing with next year.
I kind of think he's just in it for the cash at this point.
You got to make a living.
Yeah, it's a lifelong career for him, and he's had some struggles, and it's just a job.
Yeah,
on a factory team, so.
On cool bikes, wearing cool gear, at a cool facility. Your life doesn't suck.
No, I mean, you're living a lot of our dreams,
and you're around good people. They have surrounded themselves with really good people. So cool. Like, I think it's okay. Jump to 450s. Hunter Lawrence. Is he going to get one?
I thought he had one this weekend, finally. I don't think he's going to get one, though.
Do you think Chase comes out and just stamps it at Ironman?
I think so.
Or Tomac.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, Ironman is kind of one of Tomac's stomping grounds.
I will say, Tomac, they entered, first of all, how often do we actually get to see them interview people who weren't on the podium? And Tomac was smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he finished third and, was it fourth and 10th or 11th?
11th.
And he is, like, smiling.
Yeah.
Like, when is the last time Tomac finished 11th and smiled?
I mean, you can tell he was having fun.
Yeah.
And he was up there contending with the rest of them. So,
yeah,
that was probably the most important thing for him.
But Hunter Lawrence, man, I don't know if it's the bike. I don't know if it's mentality. I don't know if it's the fact that you have a goal you're going after. But, dude, I actually feel for you because I was kind of hoping you could get one.
Chase shouldn't have beat him.
No.
He should not have beat him that race.
No, and by the way, Chase, on the Honda, we all made fun of him for tucking the front. He's done it multiple times on the KTM, but he gets up and wins.
Yeah.
Or finishes second.
Yeah.
And no one says anything.
I don't think it's as bad. I mean, the Honda looked a little bit worse. The wrecks were a little more helicopter-like.
He's laying them over in slow corners.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're stalling or what.
I truthfully think it's his riding style. He rides so weird, in my opinion.
I think he's beautiful riding.
He looks so weird on a bike.
My wife still says, she's like, God, I wish he wasn't so nice and so good because I just don't want to like him. I'm like, what's wrong with the guy? He's a nice guy. But yeah, she is adamant. But yeah, he goes 2-1 and gets the overall again. Hunter Lawrence goes 1-2 for second again. No points changed place. They maintained. So the only two people that have a chance of winning this championship are Chase and Hunter. They're the only two. And really, if they finish 1-2 in the first moto, it's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Malcolm pulling a fourth was awesome.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
He actually pulled away from Anderson.
Yeah.
Anderson caught him.
Yeah, and that's not something you typically
No, so I was really impressed. Christian Craig continues the comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Plessinger, is he just now the perennial third place guy until Jack comes back?
He's just in a happy spot.
But oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do. These guys, I'm riding good and they're just riding better. And it's like, is that a man defeated or a man like this is my position and I'm okay with that?
Yeah, I'm happy where I'm at. It's can't complain.
I mean, he's getting podium bonuses. He's what is he in the overalls? He's third overall in the
Third.
championship. He's pretty solidly in third.
He's just a third place guy.
I don't think Justin Cooper's gonna catch him. It's like he's just there. I'm having a good time, and he's getting paid.
Yeah,
he's getting paid, and he's got a whole entourage of people that love him.
Yeah, man, he's just living a life too. He's down here in Florida. He's at Dade City all the time.
Yeah.
I see he just bought a new SXE3 for his son.
Oh, really?
I can't believe KTM doesn't just hand them things out to them guys. He went to Central Florida Power Sports and bought one.
Well,
which is kind of
you do know KTM's going through a little bit of a problem right now.
Oh, I know.
So if they can, I mean, they have 23s still sitting on the showroom floor.
Yes.
So, and they're not marking them down.
Nope.
We're going to sell these bad boys for what they are worth, or we'll melt them. We don't care.
I did see in KTM of South Georgia, man, they got them things slashed.
Yeah, but what is it to get it out the door? Because the price that they show you and the price to get out the door, it's a couple $1,000 difference.
It sure is, but if you don't want to title it in Florida, you're not paying taxes.
Yeah, yeah. But welcome back, Eli Tomac. Christian Craig, like I said, good ride. Brock Tickle. Did Brock Tickle maybe quit too early?
Oakley brought that up to me. Of all people, he's like, look at Brock Tickle go. I'm like, you don't even know Brock Tickle, boy.
Yeah.
You're 9 years old. He was done before your time.
Yeah.
But he was paying attention to him. So if he caught the eyes of a 9-year-old, he must be doing something right.
I mean, honestly, it's like he's only run 2 rounds, but he's done well in both those rounds. And it's like...
And he's there to test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they're running illegal stuff on the bike and, they're just testing stuff. Like, who knows? We don't have a clue.
Yeah, you'll never
I mean, for all we know, he could have been running a 25 frame. We don't know. I mean, we really don't know. And they used to do that stuff with, like, back marker guys and stuff. And
yeah, they don't really care if they get DQ'd.
Yeah.
The point is to just go out there and test it.
Yeah. But, no, congratulations, Brock Tickle. Phil Nicoletti, another top 10. That guy, honestly, I think we're gonna all move on and we won't remember. But I actually think we're gonna kind of miss him.
Yeah.
Did you see the little video of the 2 little Pee-wee kids on opposite sides of the doghouse? There's a thing going around now. They're literally both little kids are flicking each other off, like smiling. It's got to be a Phil Nicoletti thing, but they're literally like cheering, like flicking each other off at the start line, and they drop the gate and they take off and go. And I'm like, no way! Like 2 little kids just like Phil Nicoletti, the only human they can get away with smiling in a picture, flicking some people off. Justin Cooper did not do what Justin Cooper needed to do in the first moto to solidify himself into the.
And I bit myself in the tongue last week. I said that we wouldn't see Dean Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see much of Dean Wilson.
No.
But he was there.
I don't think he's done enough to get himself in.
I think he's trying to secure a spot, but
it's not going to be easy. Harry Koulos and who's the other one? Marshall Welton and those guys. I didn't pull those up this week.
I'll look at it real quick.
Grant Harlan. I think those guys. Good weekend for Kyle Chisholm. I think that helped him secure his spot a little bit more. But no, it's just I thought the racing was good. I love the fact that at the end of the motos, they were showing the Grant Harlan and Harry Koulos battle for those points.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, this is important. And I think that was cool to show.
Dean Wilson needs 14 points on Kyle Chisholm.
Man, I just don't see Kyle giving those up.
No. I mean, he's in the LCQ. I don't see where he'll have an issue getting through, but he is racing Colt Nichols, Colin Park.
Yeah, what happened to Colt Nichols this weekend?
Took a pretty bad crash. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how he fared out with it, but he might not even be there.
Yeah, 19th, first moto.
Jess comes back, and then...
Yeah. But isn't that... I mean, I was thinking about that. When he crashed, I thought about that for a moment. There are some guys that are just magnets for trouble.
Mm-hmm.
They're beautiful. Colt Nichols does not have a bad style. But It's like the accident train. AC.
Man, I've been there, done it.
It's like at some point, do Faulkner, Austin
Yeah,
Faulkner. At some point, do you just say,
you
okay,
know. Yeah,
I appreciate the opportunities, but man, this is just this.
yeah. Need
It
to find a
isn't
new
working.
role.
Yeah, because Colt Nichols has it happen to him. Austin Faulkner has it happen to him. Uh, there's other guys that I'm brain farting
Mm-hmm.
that they get back and they immediately get hurt again or have a big crash and it's just, or do you have to write it out and say, hey, I've just got to write it out and hope?
I don't think they're. These guys will wreck, and then they'll get back on a bike and they'll train for a short period of time, usually before they're back at the races. But they never have any race time or race intensity. And I think they can train all they want and ride all they want, but they're never prepared for that race intensity,
Yeah.
and it seems to always get them hurt again.
Well, I wonder this. Let's throw this out. I know we have a short time frame. We still got 20 minutes. This is a timed episode today.
Sure is.
Let's in pro baseball, a guy gets hurt in baseball. They do their rehab, and then they go to like the single A team or the double A team, and they do rehab starts. So you have like Judge from the Yankees smacking home runs in a double A park because, well, he needed to rehab and he needed to get some at bats. He needed to get some at bats. So they put him in, or a starting pitcher goes in and plays double A ball and is pitching against like high school graduates who just got drafted. Mm-hmm. Why is it so bad? These guys train all the time, practice. Why not go to Chicken Lick Speedway and race on a Saturday night?
Yeah.
Don't wear your gear. Like just put number 47 on your bike and
that's what I'm like.
And just go race.
I don't know why these guys think that they can only race pro races. Like you get hurt, if you're jet, okay, that's different. Yeah. But somebody a mid pack guy, there's no reason you can't go to a Dade City if you live in Dade City and just run some motos. Nobody needs to know who you are there.
Yeah. Just sign up.
Yeah. I mean, 9 chances out of 10 somebody's gonna know.
Yeah.
But
that's okay.
Take a couple pictures. I mean, just enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm here to get some gate drops.
Race, I think a lot of these pros, in my opinion, lose sight of where they came from.
But I agree with you, but I also don't even think it's losing sight of where they came. You can't replicate race, especially the only places you can do that is at Star, where they have 40 guys riding at one time racing. Most of these guys don't ride at those kind of facilities. They ride it with 1 or 2, 3 people, and just go get gate drops. Like, who cares?
If they do have 10 guys at their training facility, 9 chances out of 10, there's only 2 or 3 of them that are fast guys. So you're not really racing anyway. And if you are, you're training with the same guys over and over and over again.
Go get a gate drop. I know it costs money. Oh, gosh, I might have to pay $10 to get in and $40 to entry. Ooh. Oh gosh. But go race. And if you win, you don't have to take the prize money. Just, hey man, I just donated. Yeah. I just want to come get some gate drops. And what's wrong with that? You're just as likely to get hurt. Oh no, but I ride with those guys. Well, let me tell you, my buddy that took his son to Dade City had a run-in with Colin Park 2 weeks ago at practice at Dade City. Because Colin Park and Tom Vial were out practicing because there was not a lot of people there.
Yeah.
They started bashing one another, like going down the straightaway, slowed each other up. So my buddy was like, okay, well, while they're screwing around, I'll just go. They bashed into him.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy confronted him and said, hey man, I don't care what you do. Like, first of all, if I'm Phoenix Hana or whoever, and you're doing this in practice, why am I paying you to get hurt in practice?
Yeah.
Like, why are you bashing into him?
Yeah, there's no reason to ride stupid.
But they bashed into him. So he went and confronted him. But before he could confront him, Randy had already said, hey,
settle down.
Settle down. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, so if you're willing to come out to Dade City and practice and be like, I like Colin Park, but douche move, just go race.
Yeah. Go to your facility and act like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have access to a ton of these facilities.
But don't go to a public track where little kids are watching you.
Yeah.
And you and Tom Vial are shoulder to shoulder one another. Like, that's...
In practice at Randy Yoho's track, of all places. I mean, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
if you're a pro, most of them know. You know, if you train in Florida, you know that Randy Yoho is Randy Yoho.
And like I said, I wasn't even going to bring that up, but it goes to that point. They come to public facilities. Well, go drop the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Race.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, it's okay. I guarantee you, if you get beat there, no one's going to care.
No. And I truthfully, I think that's a lot of it, because you will get local fast guys that at Dade City, Caleb,
Yeah.
will just dominate the field.
What
And
happens at Southwick?
yeah,
You're not
it's
going
everywhere.
to it. Yeah.
So you get beat, you get beat. I mean,
Are you there working on gate drops?
yeah.
Start last. I want to see how many of these guys I can pass. Well, they don't. I can guarantee you that the 39th place guy is probably just as sketchy to lap as a dude at Dade City.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
And guess what? If you're one of those top guys, you're going to lap the 39th, 40th, 35th place guy.
Yeah. I mean, to what you're saying, you go, even if a lot of these tracks don't allow it, go install your bike on the gate.
Yeah.
Like, make it look like an accident.
Oh, no. And just crank it back up and go.
Put yourself in a position where...
Don't even go to the first turn.
Yeah.
Like, okay, don't even worry about the first turn. Just race after that.
Yeah. And
pick your line.
Work your way to the front. And you only have 8 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
Not even, probably 5.
I've often wondered that, because like you hear about these guys like, oh, well, dude, if you're coming back, the biggest thing you can't replicate is racing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. So I don't know. It was just one of those, sorry to go off on a tangent type things, but no, the racing was good. I'm not worried about the one line track. I think it's cool that you have to work your way through. MXDN, they held off again. Is it almost a disservice to Plessinger? I know Tomac must have an interest in going for them to hold off, but it's almost a disservice, isn't it? Like, we know Sexton's going.
Yeah.
Supposedly Deegan wants to go, which would awesome. If you want to send I would love to send our national champion 250 rider to Matterley Basin. Fantastic, go for it. Aaron Plessinger, he deserves another shot.
Yeah.
But the only other option is, but the funny thing is, they're waiting on Tomac. It's a disservice because, honestly, Justin Cooper's ranked higher than Eli Tomac right now.
And I think this year, Plessinger's been the best that he's been.
Yeah.
So, like, I think, obviously...
And he won't be the lead guy.
And look at this race. I mean, Plessinger outrode Tomac.
Yeah.
And then some. Tomac is not what Tomac was anymore.
No.
So, I don't know.
But I hope... And I'm a Tomac fanboy. Mm-hmm. I love Tomac. I like Plessinger. He's a little over the top for me, but I like him. But it's Plessinger's turn.
Yeah.
It's Plessinger's turn. Next year, we're back in the States. If Tomac makes it all year, cool. I got no problem. If you want to put Tomac in Redbud and let him go to town, I got no problem with that. But this year, let the world see Plessinger.
Yeah.
Let the world embrace what Plessinger is.
Give them boys a cowboy.
So, but no, that's about it. The only other thing you and I touched on before, there are quite a few, we would be deemed one of those, although we don't go off the rails on stuff. There are quite a few fringe podcasts and YouTube channels. There's Johnny Hopper, there's Chris Cooksey, there's the Moto Aftermath show, which they cover a lot of cool stuff, but every once in a while they have the hot takes type thing. Mm-hmm. Cooksey this weekend got passes to flew across the country, decided he's going to go to Budds Creek, and proceeded to get kicked out. Private property. He was videoing the free practice. That's what he said they got kicked out for. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he got kicked out because of that or if because all he does is bash MX Sports.
It's kind of hard to talk bad about the people that are running the show.
Okay, I don't have a problem with dissenting opinions. I actually like a good discourse. I've tried to listen to Cooksey stuff. I don't have a problem listening to it. I have a problem with he sounds so angry at everything. Instead of discussing it, Everybody's on the take. Everybody's on this. Dude, it's a business.
I think he just wants everybody to agree with him. I I have problems with what Feld does sometimes. I
Yeah.
have problems with what MX Sports does sometimes.
We
But
talked about Loretta's and how expensive it is.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and they're making a pretty penny on that. We dug pretty deep into that,
Yeah.
but those are the guys that facilitate these shows. So it doesn't matter what you feel about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But to give the constant bitch and moan, yeah, it's I don't.
If you pee in their Kool-Aid, probably at some point they're going to kick you out.
Yeah, you can't do it nonstop. If I think we're on a different level where I mean we're on a different level anyway, but we can voice our opinions on these sorry we can voice our opinions on these establishments, but there's still more good that comes out of them than bad. But with some of these guys, there is no good
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to harp on it, but it was one of those things I saw it. I was reading X, Twitter, whatever it is, watched a video on it. And cool, man. Like, I don't have a problem that there's an alternate opinion. I don't have a problem that you're opposed to some of the stuff they do. I don't have a problem that they make money. I have a problem that it always comes across as they are evil.
Mm-hmm.
If they were so damn evil, because he brought up, well, you know what? There's another group that's ready to come over. The OEMs are talking to this other group because they hate the way they're being treated by MX Sports. If they hate it so bad, I believe the Japanese and these Austrian mega companies would have looked at WSX
Mm-hmm.
and said, sign us up.
Yeah.
We're in.
Yeah.
Thank you, AMA and Feld and MX Sports. These people get it. And that didn't happen.
No.
So as bad as it may be, and we'll never know, it's a privately held company. Cool. But there must be something good coming out of it.
There's enough money in the OEMs that if they really wanted to do something, I mean, they could start their own show. I mean, they're going to deal with it. It's no matter how you look at it, it's business at the end of the day, and you're not going to like the place you work all the time. You have to deal with rules and regulations and everything else. I don't know. If they wanted to do something, they would have.
And if you want to be the dissenting voice, be the dissenting voice. Don't be the dissenting, and I mean this politely, don't be the dissenting whiner. Be the dissenting voice. Like if you truly feel strong about that, okay, cool. Like I got no problem. But everything you do is like a hit piece.
Mm.
The whole why won't MX Sports go back to Glen Helen? Well, that's been talked about for years.
Yeah.
It's been talked about. Trust me, the entire motocross world wishes they raced at Glen Helen instead of Paula.
Yeah.
The whole world. But Glen Helen does okay without AMA.
Mm-hmm.
They do just fine.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of guys right there.
Yeah. I think they're okay. So it was one of those things. I saw it, and he was talking about how the police were embarrassed. The police are just doing their job, man. They're told you're out. They don't know who you are. They have no idea who he is.
Or do they care?
Yeah. It's okay. I'm sorry you got kicked out. I'm sorry you couldn't go enjoy the race, because as a fan, I would hate to get kicked out.
Yeah.
He even said I shouldn't have probably videoed. He's like, I've videoed free practice before when they're not broadcasting. I know better than to broadcast when NBC's broadcasting, blah, blah, blah. So deep down inside, I don't think it was about broadcasting. I think it was the fact that the owner of Budds Creek and the owner of MX Sports were like, oh, Cooksy's on here? Well, he's gone. We don't need this here.
Yeah.
So that was just one of those things. Anything to wrap up? We have the last race, then we get a week break. There's one championship to kind of wrap up. Mm-hmm. Anything you're looking for this weekend?
No, I truthfully think it's going to be pretty cut and dry. I hope Hunter can get his win. Other than that, I think it's going to be pretty basic. Sexton's going to come out with championship. Hunter's probably going to get second. Plessinger probably might end up with a third, and then I don't see anything over the top happening. We'll see though.
In actuality, if Hunter went out and won the first moto and Sexton finished second, he'd still wrap up the championship, I think. Or is it 25-22? What's the points? How's that work?
He is
25-22, so he's...
So what is he? He's 30 down.
28.
28.
So if he finished 25-22,
he'd wrap it up.
He'd still wrap it up. 25, put him at 451, 476.
He'll have to crash out in the first moto.
They could tie in points, but Sexton would win because he has the most overalls.
Mm-hmm.
So if Hunter went and won and something happened, Sexton would have to crash out of the second moto to not win.
And I don't see it happening. No. He's not going to. I don't see any unnecessary risk.
No. There's no. The only person he needs to even keep in his sights is Hunter.
Yeah.
That's the only person they could be 9th and 10th. He could follow him the whole race. As long as he follows him, it's over. So, no, the only thing exciting it's going to be this weekend for me is watching those SMX points. If Dean Wilson shows up and there's a battle for that 20th spot, then we'll see.
Mm-hmm. But and like I said, so I was looking at Dean Wilson's going to be in there with Justin Hill, Benny Bloss, maybe. I don't know.
Benny was just on the Pulp Show. So
yeah. Derek Kelly, Colin Park, Colt Nichols, Vince Freese, and Mitchell Oldenburg.
We don't even know where Mitchell Oldenburg is. I don't even know where Mitchell Oldenburg is riding right now.
Yeah, so that, I mean, he's going to have his work cut out for him with some of those guys in the LCQ, but I don't know. I'm anxious to see. I don't see him getting Kyle Chisholm.
No. Kyle did what Kyle needed to do. 18th for the outdoors for him is just fine.
And it's not impossible, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a good weekend. We will be here to cover it next week, and then we will probably take a week off after that to get us prepped for the SMX. It'll be 3 straight rounds of SMX, and then we will evaluate how we're going to tackle 2025.
Yeah, I think we'll do some pretty cool stuff next year. Give us a little bit of time to figure it out. So.
Well, very good. Well, thank you for catching up on. Both of us took a break out of our work day to make this happen today. And tell your wife I'm impressed with her Stanley Cup. Thanks for letting you borrow it. And we will. Oh, Dade City. How was Dade City this weekend?
It wasn't bad. It was a weekend. Finally, nice to not get a mutter, but
it was dry.
Yeah, it was dry. It was hot. It was actually nice. The heat usually sucks, but the rain sucks even worse. So.
No racing this weekend. Just practice all weekend at Dade.
Yeah, no race this weekend. Actually, I'm heading to Key West Friday.
Very nice. Celebrating the anniversary.
Yeah. So that's where we're heading.
Are you going back to the spot where it occurred?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
We're staying in the same hotel though.
Oh, okay.
Or the same inn.
Just you two?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh.
Hey, don't take kids down there. Key West is not a kid-friendly area if you've never been there. It could be.
Could be.
Duval Street is not, and we stay right off Duval Street. So.
You never know when you're going to see the man in the banana hammock walking around singing and dancing.
You see all kind of crazy stuff.
Well, very good. Well, enjoy your weekend. Do me a favor. I know you're going to be busy all weekend. Please watch the races.
I'll try to make it happen.
You can watch one moto at a time. Take a break. Watch a moto. Take a break.
I can listen to it on the way home too.
Yeah. So
we'll figure it out.
We're going to cover it next week. Enjoy your time down in Key West. I'm going to be fixing a bathroom. So that's my plans.
It's not finished yet.
No.
Man.
No, I don't want to go fast. It's the pain in the butt.
I know.
Remodeling. It's terrible. Terrible.
Joy of my life.
No. All right, guys. This has been episode 64 of the Beyond the Curve DMX podcast. That is Derek Schaefer with DBS Custom Fabrication and Handyman Services, the owner of 827MX. I am Trey Heath with Michelle and Trey Real Estate. Together, we put on this Beyond the Curve DMX podcast. We'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
See ya.